This is Allie Burnett with the Buyer's Box podcast. Today we have somebody very special, a local phenomenon, Tyler Graham. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. Can you tell everybody a little bit about Weston Media and what you guys do?
I'm Tyler, owner of Weston Media. Weston is my middle name. A lot of people get it mixed up, think it's my first name. And then I also have a photographer on the team named Weston, so they think that he owns the company. But I started the company back in 2023. I had a camera and I actually shot horse show photography on the weekends and was just coming out of getting my master's. And I just needed something to do during the week. And I bought this real estate media course, learned how to do it, thought it was just going to be a part-time gig, and it quickly turned into this crazy company that I now own. I have 7 photographers here. I have 2 photographers in upstate Aiken, South Carolina. I have a full-time admin. I've got 4 VAs on the back end, and then I've got 3 video editors, a photo editor, and then there's me. So we've got a pretty decent sized team. We have a great company culture. I try to make sure that they have some sort of personality like me. That way, everyone knows how to interact with us pretty nicely because we do a lot of directing, photos, drone, video, 3D tours, floor plans, branding, you name it, we probably do it. So yeah, that's pretty much the what we do.
Awesome. I didn't realize that your company was that big. So that's awesome. And you're
Yeah.
a young guy. We just right before we started recording, we were talking about how we both went to the same school, not the same time. So
Yeah.
you were a couple of years before me. Just for our audience, a little bit of background on me. So prior to being full-time in real estate and prior to HOA and prior to working at a high-rise oceanfront, I actually went to school for graphic design, and I like loved photography. I had my Nikon D3200, I think, and
Love
I
it.
came back home on like during in college. I would come back home and I would do beach photography for this timeshare company, and so I would have to do sunrise and sunset photos. But since I was a new person, I had to do sunrise photos,
Mhm.
which anybody that knows anything about timeshare, it is like a switch and bait. Like people think they're getting one thing and then you show up and you do another thing. So just that little spurt of time, that was enough for me to know that photography was not for me. And I absolutely respect you for doing photography because it's like you got to get it in one shot and that's your only chance.
Yeah.
And trying to go back and do something again, not easy.
Yeah, and we never perceive like the way that we perceive people, they don't perceive themselves the same way. And we're always much harsher on our bodies. So that's
Yeah.
always tough to deal with.
Yeah, it's tough, and I hate taking pictures. Like I hate doing photography stuff. And I think one reason why most agents out there are not doing anything with photography or not doing anything with personal branding is because they're nervous, they're scared, they don't like how they look, they're self-conscious, whatever. And so I really kind of want to talk about today, like social media presence, branding, like what are you telling agents?
Yeah, I think like you just said, there's this expectation that some people see in this industry, and that's not how it should be. For one, you're looking at 2 different price levels. If someone listed all these properties, if they listed 100 properties a year and they're paying $2,000 a video, like that's not a good use of money, and their profit margins are probably not going to be where they need to be. Now, every once in a while, if you get a pretty nice size luxury listing and you want to go all out, sure, like your AOV on that order value is going to go up. But the most powerful tool in our industry, even when I started my company, was our cell phones. And I try to always tell people, come to us. We're going to help you with your photos, your videos. But if you are just getting started and you're doing these open houses and you're going to these communities and trying to promote it, a lot of times they come to us and they try to wheel and deal us to get, the price down because you're not making any money off of that. But the beautiful thing about our phones is you can pay me $200. We can go do a 1 minute video. You can post that one time, or you can take your phone to these communities and you can make 10 videos, and you don't have the pressure of me being in front of you, and produce, like I said, 10 videos for free. And there's so many tools out there, like you and I had mentioned before this, CapCut, TikTok, now that the photo to video AI is coming out there. There's a bunch of apps, even if they are a minor subscription. Not to disservice my company, but these are great tools for agents to use from an agent perspective that can really help boost the listings without having to go spend hundreds of dollars on extra media.
Sure.
So,
And talk to me a little bit about, and I love to get technical, so I'm actually going to pull my phone out now. So,
yeah.
like, if you have an iPhone, there's all different, like settings with like the 0.5, 1, 2, 4, 8.
Mhm.
Like, what are you telling people on like the zooming in, zooming out, like versus like a house versus yourself? What are you telling
Yeah.
people?
So you can take your phone, you can put it in point 0.5, and you're going to film the house rear facing at point 0.5. That's because you want to show, we're not trying to distort the home or not show it properly, but you only have really a good 60, max 90 seconds before Instagram kicks it out of the reel format. And when it's outside of a reel, then you're only showcasing to the followers. And the whole point of making these videos is to get on the reel page. So make sure you're under 90 seconds, put it on point 0.5. We got to show as much of the home as possible. Focus on the key features. You don't need to showcase every single closet. Not every single closet is a true walk-in closet just because you can step in and step out. Um, Bathrooms, if it's just one of those little pocket half
The
baths, like
half
if
baths. Oh my
I know
God.
it's not in like the photos for them. The worst part is trying, and this is no dog on trying to dog on real estate agents, but it's the ones that really are trying to get the most out of their money. And whenever I'm doing a video of a house and if it's 5 bedrooms and you two kitchens and it's like a vacation rental and I'm trying to showcase the house in under 60 seconds, like I said, max 90, and I don't show that bathroom and then I get the message and hey, this bathroom wasn't in the video. I'm like, it's a sink and a toilet. Like I got the photos of it. You have the media, the whole purpose of the video, especially when it's us, you really, again, like, yeah, you have 60 or 90 seconds that you can use, but that first 15 seconds is gonna be what you need to utilize to capture your following. Um, so try to pick the biggest points of the house that you want to show right then and there. Talk at the beginning of your video, show your face, be a power ball of energy. Um, because if a couple of seconds go by and you're just showing a point 0.5 video of a house,
Views going down.
for me personally, I'm scrolling like,
Yeah,
yeah,
right. And I
I think I
think
covered that question.
one pet peeve that I have, and this is just like a silly thing, and sometimes to be honest with you, humble brag, we have so many listings that I can't always look at all the photos when they come out. So,
Mhm.
we have a transaction coordination department for that. But like a pet peeve that I have is those pictures better be in the order of like you walking in the house. So like I have seen where like the very first picture is like the backyard. Or
Yeah.
like unless there's something crazy about the backyard, I don't know. What are your feelings about that?
No, I agree with you. I train my team. We do reorganize all of our photos. It's only very rarely that like my VAs will come back and have a question about something if we have an older couple or whatever the reason may be that we have to go upstairs, downstairs, backyard, front yard.
Hmm.
But for the most part, my team is trained to shoot the house. Either we start inside and then we finish outside, or we start outside, finish inside. We do one or two drone photos. So we'll do the front of the house first, the best photo of the front, and then we'll show the backyard, and then we'll add one or two of the drone photos that we provide out of the 8 on average, right
Hmm.
then and there. And then we start with the front door, the foyer, the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, the office, and then we hit on the primary bedroom, external bedrooms.
Yep.
And then as we go to the back of the house, we hit on the sunroom and then the backyard. And then we add all the rest of if we had any extra front exteriors, had any extra rear exteriors and drone photos right then and there. And then at the bottom, we add all of the amenity photos. And
Okay.
our system allows the agents to download the photos in the order that they are shown.
Good.
It
Okay.
also allows the agents to also rearrange the photos if they want to do it in like a one take download. So if you rearrange them and then you download them, then you can upload to the MLS the same way that you
Okay.
download them.
Okay.
But I totally agree with you. Same thing with the video. Video is so hard and it's almost like impossible if we have to film a video in order. Otherwise, if we film 50 clips, I have to go back and rename the clips one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, because they don't know the layout of the house. So I have to
Sure, because you
film
were
the
there.
home. Yeah. So I have to film it in the way that it was shot. And that's just more of a workflow for us. So same thing with agents that are going in and showcasing a house. Show the most important aspects of the home, but also do it in a way of showing the home as if they were going to walk through.
Sure. Okay. And this is more of a technical thing. And I think, I don't know, maybe because it's because of my background, but one
Yeah.
thing that drives me crazy is when, and you tell me what you think about this, when you are showing a home and you're walking in, you go into a bedroom. There's a lot of agents that do this thing where the camera is
I
like
already know what you're
straight,
going to say.
and then they're
They got,
like left, right, left, and then they're like,
yeah.
and then the bathroom. So can you talk a little bit about like the technical side of like, okay, like if you're going to take your own videos, like what's the detail in like walking through and like, like panning it properly and like using a
Yeah.
gimbal?
So for me, because we used to use our phones for our majority of the videos when I started the company. And if we were doing vertical, horizontal is always going to be a lot easier. You're going to show a lot more in a horizontal
Yep.
aspect. But it also just depends on what you're trying to utilize it for. If you're trying to get it on TikTok's For You page and stuff like that, you're going to have to do vertical,
Yep.
and that's going to cut off your side. So a good thing that you can do is just don't go back and forth. You got to go in at a one motion. So if the door is on your left side and you open the door and you got the door handle on your left, you're going to go in at a left and turn your wrist to the right so that you pan the whole room.
Yep.
And then, of course, if the door is on your right side, then you're going to go in and pan from the right and move your wrist to the left so that you can show it that way. Don't go all over the place because, for one, if you're going to be doing this yourself and you've got to edit it, you're going to be like, why the heck did I just do that?
It's
Like,
so bad.
now you're like, oh gosh, you want to be able to utilize for us, we tell our team members, you're trying to get 5 to 8 second clips. And then you're really only going to use about 3 seconds in the center of that clip that showcases the best part at a smooth motion. Same thing with agents that still try to take their photos today. Like if you're watching this and you take your own photos, bless you. Um, anyways, but they go up into the corners, especially like these bathrooms, and they try to stand up there and point their phone down at point 0.5. And I'm like, for one, this is terrible. And two, like just get a photographer at this point in time. You're doing a disservice to your clients. You don't want to not sell a house because you decided to cheap out on $135 photos minimum. And especially if your neighbor lists their house and they use a different agent, the agent is putting themselves at risk to lose the listing. So and if their home
Yeah.
sells before theirs and they're like the same price and they're all priced well and yours isn't doing well, I can promise you it's probably because you're not getting traction due to the presentation that you're given the listing.
Sure. Yeah, and I think presentation is the best word to use, right? Because everything you do as a real estate agent is a professional reflection on you. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure that, like in the videos that you're professional. There are some agents out there, and one of them we're very good friends with. I won't name drop him, but like he does crazy videos. Like I'm talking like slides across the counter, and he's like,
Mhm.
and like says like silly, funny, dark humor jokes. So one thing I mentioned in our last podcast was make sure that the videos are in, like if you're going to do videos, they're in your format of how you are as a person, because ultimately when someone hires you, they're hiring Allie Burnett or Andrew Burnett or whomever the listing agent is. They're hiring you because you're you. They have 4,999 other choices in this market. So you want to make sure that you are being professional and also kind of like you. And that's one thing I really want to emphasize. So another thing I really want to talk about, I'm going to shift gears a little bit, is personal branding. Talk to me a little bit about how a single agent out there in the world could, do some personal branding, and what are some things that you have seen that have worked?
Yeah. So if you're working with a company that's more than just a solo person, hopefully we all have the idea in life that we want everyone to succeed. from the beginning, when it was just me, I was able to have more of a personal touch with all of my agents. I was able to coordinate their videos to their personal brand a little bit easier. Now, if agents come to us, they have to come to us with their vision. They have to come prepared. And it's because if they want their videos to be a certain way, we can't just assume that every one of our photographers knows their brand. And also, there's a lot of agents that try to be someone who they're not.
Yeah.
And that also can make the videos look terrible because you look really weird. And
It's
AI
like
can do a lot
awkward.
of stuff for us, but it can't fix what we filmed true to the camera. So pick something that you like, that you relate to. Relate that to your videos. If you like to pickleball and stuff, you know, and your community has a pickleball, of course, start your listing with a part of you playing pickleball and introducing the community. If you like grew up around horses like me, you know, you can cater your marketing to farmland and stuff like that. But people that try to be everything all the time and stay with the trends is your media is not gonna flow well, especially if someone goes to your Instagram and they're trying to pick who they want their agent to be. Well, they're
Yeah.
super professional, posh luxury here for our Grand Dunes home, but then you scroll down and they're actually like cussing and being crazy and wild in the next one. That's not something that you would want for your listing. So you're not the right agent for every single person. And it's not a goal to be that. I would rather serve 5 clients with the same strategy and what I know how to do than 15 clients and try to be a different person for every single one, because then you're just going to get confused and you're not representing yourself true to, like a lot of people think that real estate media isn't true to the house sometimes. Same thing with the agents. You know, you are your presence online. Don't be someone who you're not.
Sure. No, I mean, I think that that's fair. And there's been several homes that Andrew and I have been into, and we've left and we're like, dang, that was a good photographer. We're like, yeah, they
Well,
did
and a lot of
good.
times too, like we don't remove anything or adjust anything other than if it's brought to our attention. Like I shot, our team shot a house yesterday where we got feedback, hey, can you paint these walls a different color? Because the house was dual toned,
Hmm.
like purple and green. And I said, okay, do you want me to do just like one or two? Like, oh no, I want all the walls to be a different color so that they can see the house as like what it could be. And I'm like, but
Virtually staged.
yeah, but that's not what it is. I'm like, if you're gonna do a virtually staged image, like just pick 2 or 3 photos, virtually stage it. I understand that the color is not pretty and that you might want to adjust it, and that's totally fine. But to go in and try to restage the entire house color wise and remove the scuff marks off the wall, like that's not showing true to the house. And same thing with like power lines. And one thing that I dealt with last week that was really tough was there was a water pumping system in the rear of the house. You can't miss it. It's got a chain link fence around it. It's all there. And they wanted photos off the balcony, but they we had to Photoshop it out. And I said, okay, well, I'm still delivering you the regular ones so that you can't say that I didn't. But that's not, if I'm not mistaken, that's unethical because you're not showing the backyard does have a giant water pumping system. Like it's not just not there.
Yeah, I think that that actually, because that's not at that point, it's not virtually staged because it's not something that you could, can reasonably
Hmm.
handle as a homeowner and change and move. Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Well,
we do take into account some homes have like the fire hydrants out front or they have
mhm.
those electric boxes. Like I do take the photo over those so that you can avoid seeing that maybe as like the main photo. But for the
Sure,
drone photos and stuff, like we can't just not show that. Like it's there. Um,
sure.
and
No,
we've
that
been
makes
asked to
sense.
remove those too. Grass greening, that's a great example. I understand greening the grass. Sometimes though, it can be overly powerful. And we try to tell them, hey, like, you know, let's just do like these 2 photos, one from the ground, one from the drone. That way you can show what green grass looks like. But honey, your grass is dead and you got dirt in the yard.
Yeah, right.
So
And the homeowner's like, I'll fix it before it goes live. And every realtor that has ever sold a house
no.
knows that that's not happening. Okay, so with branding, like you talked a little bit about tone, you talked a little bit about like the perspective of the video. What are some things that an agent could be thinking about when they start thinking about their branding for their videos?
Okay, so branding for videos, I think, like I already said, try to mention or cater it to a hobby or something that you have interest in because you're going to be able to make your workflow a little bit easier. It's going to roll off the tongue a little bit easier. Again, come prepared. We do love agents that come prepared with ChatGPT, but we don't love when they come prepared with a ChatGPT script that's 60 seconds of straight talking. You don't want to, I don't think, talk the entire video. I am a big advocate at, say what you want to say in the first two sentences and be
Hmm.
done. If you want to add a part in the middle, let's keep it quick. And if you want to add the part at the very end, keep it quick that way. For branding, if you're going to post to social media, make sure that you either take a photo that the photographer has provided you and replace the cover photo so that when your tiles are on your Instagram or Facebook,
Hmm.
that it's something pretty and that it doesn't just automatically pick a bathroom or
Oh, yeah, okay.
a part of the video that you're actually turning and everything's blurry. What you can do is click change cover tile. You can click either add from your camera album or you can scroll to a part of the
Mm,
video where maybe you are position like something to where you look good, where you're happy with what your cover photo is going to look like. And that is a good presence because if you're starting off with something like I said, a bathroom, it doesn't look good whenever it's living on your Instagram. And then if you're scrolling and people don't have like super fast internet, they're going to see that bathroom for like 0.2 seconds or whatever, and they might just keep scrolling. So
correct.
that's a
Especially
great
social
way to
media.
kind of present your branding, especially from like a photo side of things. I do have a an agent who gets a lot of branding photos done, but she uses her branding photos as the cover photo for everything. So you don't know what the house looks like if you go to her Instagram, which she's beautiful. I love her. I absolutely love her. I adore her. But whenever I was trying to actually showcase her, because someone was asking me about an agent that we did videos for, I went to her Instagram while it was live on a PowerPoint projector, and I typed in her Instagram, and we knew she was a real estate agent. We all knew her, but every photo was of her that lived as the cover photo.
She's
So
a
we,
selling sunset agent.
yes, and we did not know what house. So I'm like trying to click on each one, trying to figure out which house I did for her and that was just misleading. So that's just an example of ways, you can show a picture of yourself in the house or showcase the front of the house itself. Don't mislead your clients because that's losing a potential viewer on the home that could be a potential buyer or a part of the video where could kind of not get you the client.
Sure. What color should you wear when you're taking videos?
Um, That's a great question. I think it all is based on your personality. I'm a very fireball energy. Like you can see, like this is
Uh-huh.
me
Is that
right here.
Lily?
No, it's Palmetto. No, it's Southern proper. But I got it
Oh,
from
okay.
Palmetto
Yeah,
Moon. I
yeah.
love shopping at Palmetto Moon. Um, I would stick towards we do have kind of a four seasons here in the coastal area. So obviously right now we're in like this spring, summer. So using bright, airy colors, especially that goes really well with the colorful home. If you're gonna go shoot something in the Grand Dunes where it's more Spanish style, those photos and videos come out with a really harsh, like yellow tint to them. So you can wear something black or white. So I think while you can still represent yourself well, still complement your colors with the type of house that you are trying to sell. If you're trying to sell a beach house, wear something beachy. If you're trying to
Sure.
sell a Grand Dunes home or a luxury property, wear something like that. And I know it's harder for guys, but I think this kind of leads into a topic that we were trying to get on was you also need to be comfortable on camera and learn to be comfortable in your clothing and your skin and your personality because you might have an interest that nobody knows about because you don't present yourself that way online. But who knows, you could be holding back where you could relate to hundreds of thousands of people that might follow you because you share that same interest. So be yourself. Don't be someone that you're not, but I do think it's worth taking a chance on to kind of present yourself online for who you are.
Yeah, totally, totally fair. Last technical question, and this is like a question that I know you're gonna be like, oh,
Oh gosh.
what's the best time of day to shoot your videos?
Yeah. I don't read the sun. I love an overcast day because an overcast day is going to have every house showcase pretty much the same. Not like super dark and cloudy, but I'm like just enough where that's why we use the diffusers on our flashes because we don't want to shoot in the harsh light. But whenever it's overcast, we love it because it doesn't really matter what time of day or if it's in the morning or afternoon, the photos are all going to come out because they're diffused the same. Now, for our houses, I think for the houses along the coast or the hotels and stuff, 9 a.m. sessions aren't probably the most ideal because you've got such a harsh light on the rear of the
Mhm.
hotels, and then the fronts are all shaded. But then again, if you're doing 12 o'clock noon, some of the hotels, just the way they're some of them are L-shaped. Some of them, like I think Landshark has like they come out and the
Mhm.
courtyard is still covered. They also have the water park across the street. Not every house is going to have a part of the house that's not going to showcase perfectly. Obviously, we don't want a crap ton of shadows. I guess you just need to look and see where the sun rises and try to find slightly in front of the house because you don't want all the way in front of the house either because if you're shooting a yellow tinted house or like even a white house, that early morning or late day sunrise and sunset with that harsh lighting on the front is going to cause it to be even more yellow and not the color that the client might think their house actually is. But if you've got it to where it's just either directly over the houses, like noon, or like 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, and it's like slightly in the front, great. If it's like a 10, 11, where maybe a house is facing a different direction. So I would say probably between the hours of 10 and right now, because of sunset being at 8, probably 4, would
Okay.
be 10 and 4.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
obviously it depends on the home, but I think what I'm getting at is, if you're gonna do something, just in my opinion, think it through, do it
Yeah.
right, consider the little things.
And we do for my company, if you go in and you put in the address, you click a day, and it gives you all the times that you can pick. Granted, if their time is not available, you might have to go to your client and say, if you stick with our photography company, say, hey, we do have availability tomorrow, but it's either going to be at 9 a.m. or it's going to be at 4:30. And I think your house is going to showcase really well at noon. They have availability 2 days from now. Can we do that? Also, check the weather. Like, we are not weathermen. It's a love-hate relationship conversation when clients text me and say, what do you think about the weather? Like, is the rain going to affect the photos?
You're
Like
like,
yes, yes, it's going to affect the photos. Like, I'm letting you know, but at the same time, some clients have to have a dire need to get it on the market. And a good example, this pump house situation, we shot it Thursday last week whenever it was super rainy and thunderstorm, and then they had to pay an additional charge because it was on Sunday. And had us come out and reshoot the exterior because they couldn't wait a day or so. So, and they never even went live. So they only paid an additional $75 on top of that part.
why would the
So
client care? It's the agent pays for it.
and I think it's so important. Like, I am not an agent, so I don't fully know the whole process. But if I'm going to be an agent and I'm going to take on a client, I think it's so important to kind of set the rules and expectations. Like, I've been doing this for X amount of years. Like, I know an agent that's been doing this for 20 plus years. And I wish I could pull up the photos that we took that were amazing and the photos that she took with her cell phone that were tilted down, and she said, I'm the client, I want to use these. If you don't want to use them, then you can put it in the client description that the homeowner um made me use cell phone photos. And he said, okay, fine, I'll let you do it for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks we're doing it my way. But I think for me as an agent, I would set the expectation up front. You are not going to blast my name, my listing with cell phone photos. Same thing with
That's
like
crazy.
quality. If I have an expectation that I'm trying to uphold for my listings, unless it's a dire need that you have to get that listing set by a certain date, we need to be representing each other. Because it's we're trying to get the most money on both sides, honestly, at the end of the day. So, to do that, you have to kind of take account environmental things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I appreciate you so much for coming
Yeah.
on our podcast. If anybody wanted to reach out to you, how would they do that?
Yeah, we have our Instagram is Weston.media. Our website is Weston-media, and then our phone is 843-396-3609 is our business line. And we answer from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.
11 p.m. Oh my God.
I know. Well, I've got 3 employees across the country that allow us to work from 6 to because we have those agents that say, "Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get this photo up and I just downloaded the photos and I just noticed that the grass is not green. Can you please green the grass? I have to have this live by tonight because it's their agreement." And I'm like, "Why are you putting in a listing at 10 o'clock at night and you're just now realizing that this photo has this?"
Yeah,
So
I mean, we work late too, but we don't try to contact our
I
vendors early.
know, and listen, when they try to call me past like 8, I let my team answer the text message part, but I'm not a real estate agent, so like I feel like I have that kind of freedom, but at the same time, don't think I'm gonna answer after 8.
I love it. Awesome.
I
Well,
know.
thank
We
you
gotta
so
set
much.
expectations. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You have, and there's another podcast episode on setting boundaries in real estate. So if anybody did not watch that one, watch that episode.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Awesome.
it.
Thank you so much, Allie.
Thank you.